So in previous class, we have designed a sample integration flow. All right, we have designed a sample integration flow. We have seen how to configure, how to configure mail adapter. So we have seen some address, credential, where to maintain credential, right? So, and then we gave some subject and different email addresses, right? After that, see deployment status deployed on this date 9:37, process started. Okay, so as we discussed yesterday, as soon as iFlow is deployed, it should run. Okay, so once iFlow runs, right? Once iFlow runs, automatically mail will be triggered to the given email IDs. So let's see what happened yesterday, monitoring. So I came to monitoring page. Nothing is showing here. Nothing is showing here. So do I need to do anything else? So here, if you see all artifact messages past hour. But our iFlow deployed yesterday, right? So you need to check yesterday. Okay. So click on this or click on this. Just click on this. Instead of past hour, change it to past 24 hours. See? So as soon as you selected past 24 hours, you see this, there is one thing which is failed. So here, what is the error it is showing? Authentication failed exception. Username and password not accepted. Okay. So username and password is not accepted. Right. So let's go to what is the credential we maintain here. Gmail. smtp.gmail.com 587. Right. So plain user password, internet, right? So where did we maintain the credential? We maintain the credential here. Where? In security, manage security, security material. So what was the array? Username I have given incorrect, right? Email address of user. So it should be testcpa.143@gmail.com. Okay. Right. So I need to have the password, right? I think yesterday, did I save the password somewhere? Yeah, this one. Okay. So I just gave incorrect email address, guys, yesterday. So now I am giving the correct email. Okay. Deploy. Okay, it is deployed March 19th, 9:13. Okay, see, this is how, like, let me go back to the previous screen. So this is what you are going to do in support project. We discussed, right? In support projects, we need to monitor the stuff. Okay, just open. Your activity would be regularly you open this messages and past 24 hours. Okay, so anything failed. Okay, this message is failed. Okay, this message is failed. Why it is failed? Why it is failed? The error. Okay, it is clearly showing. So for all of you, is it clearly understood or not? The error. So it clearly states username and password are not accepted. That means we can easily understand the username password used. Okay, username password used is not correct, right? So similar, immediately we went to username password page and we check that their username is not correct. Okay, I changed the username and password. And then what I did, I need to deploy it again. Okay, why I need to deploy it again? So I come to know Gmail username password are incorrect. Fine. So again, to run the integration flow, to run this integration flow, as we set up start timer as run once, meaning it will run only once after deploying the integration flow. So yesterday we deployed the integration flow, it ran and failed because of username issue. So if you want it to run again after correcting username issue, if you want it to run again, so deploy one more time. So I deploy it one more time. See, so deployed. So see now again message triggered March 19th today. So again it is failed. Let's see what is the error. What happened here again? Username and password not accepted. The change we did is so username password.
Sir, good morning.
We gave correct username only, right? testcpi.143@gmail.com. testcpi.143@gmail.com. Correct. Okay. Okay.
But
Let
you
me
were
generate a
given
new password here. Let me generate new password. Let me generate new password. So I will generate the password one more time, guys. Okay. So you know how to generate the password. So how many of you tried this yesterday? How many of you tried this yesterday? So I am adding one more password. Okay. So let me do one thing. Let me edit. What happened? Yeah, Hema. Yeah, you can
It's
speak.
nothing. I have done this yesterday. So
What was the error you are getting?
no, it's still in deployment, not deployment only.
You haven't
I
deployed
have
it?
done
Or?
yesterday night. I have
Okay.
done yesterday night.
Okay. Okay. smtp.gmail.com 587 internet 10 user password Gmail. Okay. Save. Deploy. Did I miss anything? Gmail. Spelling is same, right? Gmail. Okay. Gmail. Okay. So see now message is completed. Yeah. See? Okay. Message is completed. Completed means, okay, completed means some of you would received, whoever's mail is maintained here, okay, whoever email is maintained here, processing. So Vidya Ramana Reddy, Sam Sundar. Can you check your email addresses? Can you check your email? Suppose this is the email sent. Email is sent. See here. Hello. This is our first integration with Gmail. It is sent to Vidya Ganadal Ramana Reddy Sam Sundar. So you are able.
Received, sir.
So you are able to receive, right?
Yes, sir, received.
Yeah. So this is the sample integration. Okay. But what I expected is it's supposed to fail again with a different error. But Naresh, did you do anything here? Did you install any certificate?
No.
So how come? Okay, and one more thing, Naresh, you do not use this account, okay?
Yeah, brother.
Or you can use this account, but create a different package and work on it, okay?
Okay, brother.
Okay, thank you. So ideally, it's supposed to fail with a certificate issue. Okay, as of now, it is success fine, but it's supposed to fail with certificate issue. Let me check. Yeah. So in monitor page, I am going to introduce one tab, connectivity test. Okay. So this connectivity test is used. Okay. Why this connectivity test is used? See here, TLS, transport layer security, SSH, secure shell protocol, FTP, file transfer protocol, SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol, IMAP, POP3, AMQP, Kafka cloud connector. So likewise, this option is used to test the connectivity to different addresses running on different protocols. Suppose there is a application, they have provided their address. Okay, we need to know whether we will be able to connect to them or not. So we need to know whether it is a TLS or SSH or FTP, SMTP. Suppose as of now, we connected to Gmail. Gmail server is SMTP. Okay, simple mail transfer protocol. So what is the URL? smtp.gmail.com. What is the port? 587. Okay, so you need to select, sorry, SMTP. You need to select this one and then smtp.gmail.com. 587 port, internet optional. So here it is a plain user password and we give Gmail. Okay, so send, click on send. So what it is saying? Successfully reached host at this address. That means CPI is able to connect to this Gmail server successfully. Okay, na? So we'll be able to connect, no problems. So here there is an option, valid server certificate required. You check. So here also it is reached because the certificate, whatever we are going to smtp.gmail.com Google Trust Services. Okay. So this certificate should be available in the system. Okay. So then only it will be successful. Okay. So see, server certificate is valid. Okay. So as of now, whatever we discussed, email is sent to the recipients. Till that it is clear. What is this certificate concept? Okay. So though we haven't received the error, we'll discuss what is the certificate concept. Okay, certificate concept is very much important. Why it is important and all we see now. So let's see why earlier it used to throw error. Maybe they have added this certificate as a default certificate. Why it is not opening up? What happened here? Okay. Meanwhile, we discuss the certificate concept. What is certificate? Anybody know what is certificate? You might have heard people saying, if you guys have internet banking, right? Internet banking, everyone. So they used to tell, while opening internet banking, it will ask for username password, right? So when it asks for username password, you need to check here. Earlier, there used to be a lock symbol, green lock symbol, right? Earlier. Now, I think Chrome is updated and it is giving like this. But earlier, it used to be a green lock symbol. Green lock symbol means the site is secure. You can easily enter your data and log into the internet banking. If that there is no green lock symbol, that means that site is not secure. Okay, that site is not secure. So you should not enter any information. This was told earlier. I think I am simply thinking you may already know this thing. Okay. So what does it mean? What does it here? See, connection is secure and connection is secure. What does it mean? Certificate is valid. Connection is secure, certificate is valid. Valid means what? This URL is a secured URL. It is not any fake URL. It is a secured URL. And who tells that this URL is secured? This certificate. Okay, this certificate. What is this certificate? Okay, this is certificate issued to. See, issued to mail.google.com website. Mail.google.com website. Issued by. Who issued this? There will be certifying authorities. There will be the company who issues certificates. So this Google bought this certificate from Google Trust Services. See, common name is GTS-CA. GTS-CA, Google Trust Services. Okay, so this is the company who issued the certificate to this organization, and the validity, you see, issued on February 5, 2024, expires on April 29, 2024. This particular certificate issued by these people, and it is valid till April 29, 2024. So till that time, we can, I mean, this certificate is valid and we can trust this website. Got it? So now what is this in our concept? In our concept. So here we are going to connect to a website or a server or an URL. How we check manually here while connecting to internet banking, I will check, right, certificate is valid or not. Okay, then only I will trust this website. I will trust this website. Right. This is one angle. So here, similar thing is when two applications are talking each other, this trust is very much important. Okay. So assume this is our application or app or our laptop or anything. Okay. So how do we make sure that somebody else, unauthorized person, is logging into our server and doing some hacking? Right? Somebody is sending some data. Somebody is sending some mail to you. How do you ensure that that is authentic, that is trusted? Okay. So if you are not able to identify, if you are not able to identify the email sent by a known person, okay, so it could be some spam mail. So if you do some suspicious links, if you click some suspicious links, it may crash your mobile, or it may crash the application, or it may crash the server. Okay, That is one thing. Second thing is, once application is sending some data out to a server, so this application also has to trust, okay, this server is a valid server. I am sending data to correct server and secured server. Okay, these are the two things. See, one is sending application should trust the receiver application. Second thing is receiver application should trust the sending application, right? Then only communication between these two will happen. Okay, so here how these things happen is, usually the sending application, whoever sends data, that acts, that we can say it as a client. Whoever is receiving the data, we can say it as a server. So this is a client, this is a server. Okay, so now client should send data to server. So before data is sent, right? So these two should talk to each other saying, I have your credentials, all those things, right? Before establishing a successful connection, this client sends some kind of request. Okay, this may ask send the credentials, and the client will send credentials. Credentials are correct, server accepts that, and then client will check whether this server is correct or not. Okay, all those things. How that happens is, in terms of certificate I am speaking, guys. Certificate I am speaking, credentials no, certificate I am speaking. So before, first what client says is, client connects to server and asks server, dear server, please send me your certificate. Please send me your certificate. Then what server does? Server sends its certificate to client. Okay, server sends its certificate to client. Now client verifies that certificate. Client checks whether that certificate is already there in my system or not. Whether that certificate is there in my system or not. If that certificate is already installed in the system, then client thinks, okay, this certificate is already available on my system. So I know this server already. I know this server already. That is why this certificate is available on my system. Okay. When this happens, client trusts the server. Client trusts the server and send the data to server. So this process, whatever we discussed, is called SSL verification. What is that? What is that, guys? SSL verification. What does it mean? SSL verification means client should trust the server. How it will? How it will? How it will is, client asks the server to share the certificate. Okay, so then server returns its certificate. Okay, then client verifies the given certificate with the available certificates, available or installed certificates. Installed certificates in the client system. If match found, SSL verification is success. And client trusts server. Got it, guys? Is it clear? SSL verification in real time, when you are working, you will get so many errors like this. SSL verification. So SSL verification failed means simply client means this one, whoever is sending in this particular case, CPI is sender. Okay. Client does not have the certificate, the SSL certificate of the server. Client does not have the SSL certificate installed of the server. Is it clear? So that is why before establishing connection, usually we as a developer, we ask the server, I mean the receiver team, please share your certificate. These people will share the certificate. We install that certificate in our system. Okay. So where do we install that certificate? We install that certificate in the key store of our system. Okay. So it is not opening. I don't know why. Key store is the place where we install the certificates. Okay. Where we install the certificates. See here. So add certificate like this. Add certificate. Okay. Clear? Clear, right? So now this is one aspect, SSL verification. SSL verification is client trusting the server. Now there is other way around, right? Server also should trust client. Am I correct or not? Server also should trust client. So how does that happens? So server trusting the client, that process we call as client certificate authentication. This is the authentication mechanism where server trusts the client. How it happens? How it happens is, once SSL verification is completed, then server asks client to share the certificate, to share the client certificate. Now server, now what happens? Client will share it, right? Client will share the certificate. Now server verifies certificate with the installed certificates in the system. Right? If match found, server trusts the client. Right? Server trusts the client. Clear? So now you understand what is SSL verification, what is client certificate authentication. Okay. Usually SSL verification will be default, guys. So in Gmail also, to connect to Gmail, to connect to any website with starting with HTTPS, to connect to any server or thing which starts with HTTPS. Okay. So it have SSL verifications happens automatically. You cannot restrict. That means if you are connecting to any HTTPS service, you need to ask them to share their certificate with you, so that you go and install that certificate in the system. You go and install that certificate in where? In our CPI system. Where in CPI system? Monitor. Where in monitor? Manage security. Where in manage security? Where in manage security? Key store. Key store is the place where we install the certificates. Clear? Security material is the place where we maintain username and passwords. Credentials. This is the place where we maintain certificates. Clear? Till this, what is SSL verification? What is client certificate authentication? Is it clear or not? So SSL verification, client certificate authentication, these are the background processes, guys. We will not be able to see them. That client is asking the certificate, sender server is asking the certificate verification. These will not be able to see. But if there is no match, okay, here what happens? If match found, this one, right? If no match, what happens? If no match, it throws an error. SSL verification failed. SSL verification failed. Similarly, here, if no match, usually authentication failed. Okay. Here clearly it says it depends, right? Authentication failed or certificate was not found. So for SSL verification, definitely it will clearly say SSL verification failed. SSL verification failed. It will clearly say definitely SSL verification failed. You will get. Okay. So this is basic introduction to the certificate. And in each certificate, there will be three things. Okay, in each certificate, there will be three things. So we call them as certificate chain. One is root certificate. So intermediate or CA certificate. Next one is server certificate. Root, intermediate, and server. Okay. Server or client. Okay. So these three will be there in one certificate, and it is called certificate chain. It is called certificate chain. Okay. So I will discuss about this in the next class, guys. Okay. So please go through these definitions and all. In Google also, please read out what is SSL verification and client certificate authentication, and practice the iFlow we discussed till now. Okay. We can continue tomorrow. Okay. We continue this tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you all.